there's an epidemic of squatters. This is a financial topic for anybody that's in real estate. If you own a house, if you're a landlord, it's something to consider. So cue the video.
Flushing, Queens. She's in the process of selling it.
No, he locked it.
But she's been locked out. She claims squatters moved in on February 6th and refused to leave.
What's it like being here knowing you can't go inside of your own home?
It's enraging. It really is.
In New York, squatters have rights after 30 days.
By the time that someone does their investigation and they do their work and their job, we'll be well over the 30 days, and this man will have stolen my home. And now she's back.
Just after wrapping up our interview, a woman showed up.
What are you doing in the house? Are you renting this house? Why are you here?
She unlocked the front door, saw our cameras, and took off.
It's open. Let's go in the house. It's open.
Adele and her daughter, with the property deed in hand, went inside.
This is my furniture. These are my curtains.
She didn't just find her belongings inside.
There's a man sleeping right there. Get out of my house.
She found two men.
How long have you lived here?
I moved in about 2 days ago.
They've called the police on me, and I've called the locksmiths. I didn't come in illegally. The door was open.
Police started interviewing neighbors and looking for documents.
Okay, so I would take a break in the middle of the video because I want to just explain a few things, right? So here's some information that you may or may not be aware of. So I live in New York State. So, I saw this video, and the video is based on New York State. So I'm looking at squatter rules. Here's some interesting stats when it comes to squatter laws in New York State. Owners must use legal action, right? So property owners must go through the courts to remove squatters, which can be a long and expensive process. So if somebody's staying in your home, you can't just kick them out with a gun.
Kick him out. Yep.
You have to go to court. We'll talk about this after the second part of the clip, but just keep that in mind. Owners have to take legal action. The second one is there's no harassment allowed, right? So what does that mean? Owners can't force squatters out through threats or changing the locks. They must follow legal steps. And the last one that I thought was interesting is that tenants versus squatters, people who stay after a lease ends. So if you even have a legal tenant, right? But the lease is up, right? So people that stay after a lease ends without permission have some protections similar to squatters, but there are rules to follow for eviction. So let's play the second half of the video.
You're getting arrested right now?
Being arrested.
For what?
For being in my own home.
And where's your lease?
She's buying the house. It's not her house anymore.
My deed is current and legal.
Arrested for unlawful eviction. She changed the locks on a man who claims he lives there.
So how does this all end then? When do you leave?
The way it ends is either she pays me my money that I put into the house, pay me the money, and I'll leave, or send me to court, and we deal with the judge in court. It's that simple.
It's not that simple. It's a long process. Eviction can take close to 2 years to complete.
You know the law. Yeah, there's laws. You shouldn't be trying to steal my house. Yes, you are.
How about that?
Okay.
It's a lot to talk about.
All right. This is triggering for me to watch. Everybody knows I have a real estate issue going on right now. I don't have a squatter issue, but anything with real estate right now is triggering for me. But I just don't understand. It's one of these things, right? Where I get that you're trying to protect people,
tenants. Yeah.
How is it possible that if I have a home, I move to Florida, my home is vacant, somebody moves into my home, right? Sets up shop. I come back 8 weeks later. I can't kick them out. I have to go to court. I have to file legal paperwork. I have to stand in front of a judge. This can take months. Meanwhile, they're living in my property. I can't threaten them. I can't go try to beat them up. I can't bring the guys with me. I can't have a gun. I can't do none of that. They can legally call the police on me, get me arrested for harassment on my own property that they live. This is New York state law, and a lot of other states are similar to this. What in the hell is this, bro?
Ladies, let's update it. 2 simps, 2 semis, squatting 2 properties. I'm gonna go to New York, find you something in the Bronx. Don't leave. Pack a bag, little makeup wipes, and stay there. Take over. This is crazy. Maybe one day we can have Ish come on and talk about how he deals with this in Jersey. But I'm calling Sioux Surf. I'm calling Sioux Surf people or something. Like, but it's different in Texas. You got to call the people. But I think, well, who wrote this law? I know you want to have protection for citizens, but remember, every week I keep saying, as you become wealthy or rich, as soon as you walk out the house, people are going to find ways to rob you. When a house is one of the biggest investments you can make, they're like clubs. I want to go look after you sent the video. There's like groups on Facebook that are teaching people how to do this.
That's a fact.
They're teaching the big finesse for sure.
So in Texas, this isn't flying in Texas.
Oh, AR-15 Kel-Tec Mossberg. Ain't nothing that flying, boy. So I don't even think you have more than 30 days to be late on your rent.
So is it a liberal thing?
I think it's the liberal issue. Georgia, they're not playing that. Like maybe some parts of Georgia, but Midtown, Buckhead, you're not squatting for long. So I get having the protections, and maybe I would understand it if it was like November, December, January, even though it's not snowing in New York and New Jersey. No, it just rain, right? But to let somebody stay in your house for 3 months and then for that girl to get arrested and show that here's my deed, then the cop and the guy comes and breaks back in, bro, what are we talking about? No.
And it's one of these things where, I'm pretty liberal in my social stances. I have a lot of liberal views, but some of these liberal policies are just going too far. I don't know if you saw in Illinois where the judge just okayed illegal immigrants to carry firearms legally. They giving
that's crazy.
They're giving migrants money. Now you got protection for squatters that can live in your house, and you can't. Like, I'm just trying to think in what thought process did somebody writing a law think that this is a good idea? Like, how can you rationalize this? I'm just trying to see like the other side of it, right? Where it's like, okay, this would make sense in this scenario. I can't find any scenario where this makes sense.
I mean, unless you're campaigning on that. If we're going to be honest and talk about the immigrant situation, I think the Democrats are going to try and find a way to use them for votes. They need them. Russia had the bots when Trump came in. You got the immigrants. Now, if you give them guns and money, but you're not going to let them in a voting booth, it's tricky times we are in, man. I know even with Trump owing all that money, $484 million, they taking Mar-a-Lago, possibly. It's still going to be tough for the Democrats to win.
My thing is, I'm never for violence, but if somebody's in your house, that's your castle, and they're just comfortable, just like you got the right.
You got to die.
You got the right to seriously hurt somebody.
Don't purge,
or take them off the planet, because it's like that's a man's castle. You don't disrespect a man's castle. That is just unbelievable. But it says a lot about the times that we're in. And it also, when you're talking about people having protection and it's the get over society, right? Where people are literally getting over with government assistance to help them get over.
That's by design too. The other side of that is a lot of these provisions and entitlements are given for two reasons. One, there's not enough jobs available. And they're not trying to make them because they outsource them all to India. And then number two, there's a base that you can cater to if you need to get reelected. Hey, if you vote for me, I'm going to give you cash in hand, guns in Illinois. I know y'all was worried about O-Block, but you got to worry about all the immigrants with guns now. Shit, let Dirk and Vaughn have the gun. God rest his soul, and FBG Duck, if that's the case too. But I think they're catering to a certain audience to say, I'm going to look after you. But I think this is egregious at best. Like, we need a whole revamping of the Republican and Democratic system and how they do things and how they vote. And this is unbelievable. And this is going to get dangerous. If it's family, it would be different. Like, you still can't squat for 3 months, but for a stranger just to be in your house eating up all your kids' juicy juice, like, bro, you got to go. You have to go.